Hey guys, in this video we're going to be talking about percent word problems. So remember that percent is always out of 100. So think about your grades, right? You get an 82%. It's 82 out of 100. Percent is always out of 100. Percent is always out of 100. So when we set up these situations and problems, we are going to do the part over the whole. So think about it as the whole is like all of the water in your cup, and then the part is the part missing, okay? Or think about it as the grade is the part out of the 100, that's the whole, okay? Or the pizza is the whole, and the portion that's out is the part, okay? And then you're gonna put your percent over 100. Again, percent is always over 100. So there's 30 questions on a quiz, and you get 24 correct. What percent do you earn? Okay, so they're always going to set up a proportion, cross multiply, divide. So we always go ahead, think about it, and always put your 100 in. All percent's always going to be out of 100. So what percent? So our percent is our missing. So I'm going to call that X. Our missing, you can put it as a question mark or you can leave it blank. Then now we need to figure out which is our part and which is our whole. So our part is going to be 24 because you didn't get them all correct. You only got 24 correct out of the full 30. Okay, so now we're going to cross multiply and divide. So 100 times 24 is going to be 2400. Remember, just add those two zeros. And now we're going to divide it by 30. Okay, 30 goes into 2, 0, 24, 0. Well, I know that 3 times 8 is 24, so 30 times 8 is going to be 240. Bring the 0 down. 30 goes into 0, 0 times. And our answer is 80%. You always need to have units. Your units in this situation is the percent. Okay. So there are 14 potato chips in the bag that is 20% full. How many chips are in the bag that is full? Okay, we're gonna set up our proportion. Again, always go with your 100. I see my percent, that's 20%. So 14, think about it, is that our part or our whole? It's our part because we don't know what the whole is because that's what we're trying to figure out. So that's going to be our X, our missing. So 14 times 100 is going to be 1400 divided by 20. 20 goes into 1, 0, to 14, 0, to 140, 7 times. Bring down the 0. 20 goes into 0, 0 times. So there are going to be 70 chips in the full bag and then the 14 was 20% of that. Okay. So Fernbank sold 45% of their daily tickets. They can sell 40 tickets per day. Okay, so let's set up how many tickets did they sell. So let's do our 45 over 100. Percent is always over 100. 40 tickets per day. So that's going to be your total. Okay, we want to know how many tickets they can sell did they sell? Okay, so cross multiply, divide. We're going to multiply the two that are there and divide it by 100. So 45 times 40. That's all zeros. 4, and then tic-tac-toe. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 4 is 16, 17, 18. 1800. And then 1800 divided by 100. You can cross out the two zeros. 1 goes into 18. 18 times. So the answer is 18 tickets. So the question now is, how many more can they sell? Well, we can sell 40. We already sold 18. So you can do 40 minus 18 and get 22 more tickets. You could also set up a proportion and solve it. You could also set up 40 equals something over 100. So the rest of the percentage, you could think about it, 100 minus 45 is going to give you 55%. So you can cross multiply and divide, and you're still going to get 22 more tickets. Okay. So let's do this one. The middle school has 850 students. There's 42 students that bought lunch on Monday. How many did not buy lunch? So there's two different ways you could solve this. Option 1 and option 2. So the first way you can solve it is think about it as 42% over 100, 850 students, cross multiply, divide. I'm going to save a little space, but 850 times 42 divided by 100, 357. Okay, but that's how many students bought it on Monday. So then we have to subtract 850 minus 357. 394. So it is 493 did not buy lunch. Okay, so the other way you can do it, still setting up our proportion, still 850 students, but now it's the other percentage, okay? So it is 100 minus 42 gives me 58%. Now we cross multiply and divide. 49300 divided by 100. Cross off your two zeros. 493. 493 did not buy lunch. Again, 493. Okay, so either way you can solve it. You can solve it by setting up your proportion and then subtracting, or you can subtract your percent from 100 and then solve it that way. Either way is fine. Okay, suppose there's 35 students in Miss Townsend's math class. She earned an A on the test, which is 70% of the class. How many students do I teach total? You hear the word total, that's probably your whole. So 70 over 100, 35 over X, 35 times 100, 3,500 divided by 70. Goes in 5 times. Bring down the 0. 70 goes into 0, 0 times. And the answer is 50 students. Again, set up your proportion every time and then cross multiply, divide. When you set up your proportion, make sure you do your part over your whole equals X over 100. Remember how we've been talking about the same units on the top, same units on the bottom? Well, think of it like that. Well, the part and the part of your percent, the part and your percent are both parts, and the whole and your 100 are both wholes, so that's going to be the total. Okay? Make sure you go back and look at the key and let us know if you have any questions.